I think the big thing that I can offer this party is a general election is coming, and I will make sure that we are election ready. Now, how does that differentiate from the other candidates? Well, I think having an elected representative in the role is really important. Now, I want to caveat this, that Emilia Womack has done an incredible job as being deputy leader, and I don't use that adjective lightly. We all know how much she's been around the country, but it's not just that as well. Ideologically, philosophically, at the heart of the party, standing up for the right things, campaigning for the right things, creating difficult conversations where they need to happen, and never running away from what's necessary. I can't say thank you enough to Emilia. And when she became deputy leader, the party was much smaller than it is now and had much less of a national presence. Now, over the 8 years that she's been deputy leader, she has grown the party as a huge part of that team. And it's a huge part, and thanks to Emilia Womack, that I can sit here today and say this party is now ready to take the deputy leader role to a new level. And I think when I talk about that new level, again, it's recognizing the work that's happened before and saying by having someone who is in elected office in that role, we are demonstrating to the media that the Green Party is a serious party, that we're a credible party. We have people elected both in England and Wales, of course, we're in government in Scotland and other places in Europe. And essentially, what I think I can bring is to get us election ready, make sure that I'm constantly putting the focus on the fact that local parties need to be selecting. I'm worried I didn't say the word enough times, selecting. Make sure we're selecting people in target constituencies, that people are ready, that they're supported. Where there's obstacles, there will inevitably be obstacles, that we overcome them. And then just to finish off, because I know it's an interview and I shouldn't just talk at you, but I'm enjoying not being on LBC or Sky where I'm not constantly interrupted, so I can actually finish a sentence. I think it's important to remember why we want Green MPs. It's not just some kind of game. And, you know, I love sport, I'm competitive, I get that side of it too. But ultimately, look at the state that this country is in right now, whether it's offshoring refugees to Rwanda, the cost of living crisis, how we've dealt with the pandemic, the after effects of Brexit, a government that are incapable of not lying, an integrity crisis at the heart of everything. I mean, I could just keep listing how many things are going on. And I've spent the day on the picket line today, which I'm sure we will talk about, but talking to the workers there about the fact that their pay is being cut during a cost of living crisis while CEOs are taking literally millions of pounds. So you then go, there's this intersectional crises that are affecting some of the most vulnerable people the worst, much worse than other people, particularly people from marginalized communities. And we need to make sure that there are Greens on TV and radio all the time, speaking clearly and honestly about the change that we need. And I think I've demonstrated my ability to do that in my role at the London Assembly. But almost more importantly than that too, I've demonstrated my ability to go out to communities and amplify their voices and encourage their voices onto TV and radio. And I think it's all of those things that make me a unique candidate in this race, that is the right candidate to get us general election ready, make sure we win Carla Denyer in Bristol West, but also we're focusing on other MPs as well and making sure we get our next set of Green MPs.